Hereby conclude, we in here. Let me just grab something. You gotta get this. No, I'm not sponsored by these guys or nothing like that. Checking me out, though. Should Chris Bumstead move to the Open? Nah. Why Chris Bumstead should move to the Open? 3 reasons. First one, Chris Bumstead, he can do a lot better in the Open. Physique-wise. He's young. Me and Chris Bumstead are like actually the same age. Chris Bumstead is young. Now, I know he has those issues. He's speculating probably that he cannot compete much longer because of the stress that it puts on his body and the autoimmune disease that he has. Being the case, he definitely did a whole lot in his time. Turned pro young, was able to get a title. I made a video about that too, but he got that title. So this year he is considered the best in the world in his division, men's classic. And he pretty much did it all. Has a great following. So if his time is limited competing, he definitely had a lifetime. He could go ahead and retire at a young age, like the likes of Arnold and Lee Haney. Still have much of his life and parlay his success into other endeavors, and that is good. That is what it's up. He could get out the game with his health. We don't want to see him go out, but as far as going to the Open, I think if he goes to the men's Open, I do want him to come back because I want to see him and Breon go at it one more time. And if Chris wins one more time, they definitely got to have a tiebreaker. That's all I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that I think Chris Bumstead should move him because his back is weak. His biceps are still weak. And him going to the Open, I feel like will give him the advantage that he needs and bringing those body parts up. He can really shake up the Open. Like Regan isn't that big, but Regan's doing well in the Open. Chris Bumstead turned pro in the Open and looked great. He may have even weighed more when he turned pro. I'm not sure about that. Don't quote me on that. But he can improve his physique a lot. And that's why I'm saying that he should go to the Open. Because, one, it's more prize money. Two, he has a frame that can still have that classic look to it, that good flow. He has that good structure. He can add several pounds more muscle and bring up his back. The reason why I think he can't bring up his back and his biceps the way he needs to is because he can't add enough weight to do so, or he'll outgrow the division. Now, there's a lot of talk if him versus Breon in Classic, they're the main two. People say Chris Bumstead's better than Breon. Breon's better than Nah, they're neck and neck. 100%, Breon just edges them out. But if we're talking about as far as bodybuilding potential in general, I think Chris Bumstead has more potential because Breon cannot outgrow that frame. He'll start to go backwards a lot sooner than Chris Bumstead. So Chris Bumstead definitely should go to the Open. Reason number one, he has the potential to actually optimize his physique, gain a little bit more size, or at least put the size on where it needs to go on, build that back up, because his back is weak. Like, get that back thickness, build those details that he needs to, get those erectors up and all that kind of stuff, and be flawless. And also, number two, if you missed it, I think he can do well in the Open. The Open definitely has higher prizes. I think he will clean up. Like, I think he can really clean up in the Open. He has that nice, pretty physique. And, yeah. So, that's great. As far as Chris Bumstead is concerned in the Open. Now, the third reason I think he should go to the Open, just to rehash again, he can optimize his physique, make those changes he needs to make. I think he'll do well in the Open. If he's able to go ahead and add that size. But, of course, he has that issue. And the third reason that I think he should do well, that I think he should actually do the men's Open is because, it ties into the point. If his body's able to handle, because he does have that autoimmune disease or whatever that flares up on him, time is not on his side with that probably, or it may be better for him just to get out the game a lot sooner than later. But at the same time, he may as well take it where he can take it if that's what he wants to do. Now, I think that, of course, I'm not saying he needs to get big and massive. No, I don't, because And then it's bodybuilding. You get in where you fit in. If you like your physique or your physique looks its best, and that only awards you 4th, 5th place, that's probably where you should stay. Instead of messing your lines up. And if he likes, same thing, if he likes where he's at in classic, that is where he should stay. But I think that he'll be able to go as far as he can go. I'm not saying he should switch this year or next year or the year after, but soon, while he's still able to be in the game, I think he should go ahead and go for it. See if he can make those changes. At least see how he fares against these guys, and if that's something that he really would like to do, because I feel like he doesn't get the respect he deserves. Somebody who turned pro at the North Americans, right? Like Sean Roden turned pro at the North Americans. Somebody with such a wonderful structure, who actually has the structure to do some damage and really go in. I think that it will be good to see him on a circuit. I think that he has a physique that will clearly challenge the status quo and let people see that, hey, you can have a classic physique and still do well in the open and dust people off. We got people like Cedric, who's inconsistent. We got people, Sean Roden even has a decent physique. And these Apollonian physiques, or Apollonian, or whatever they're called, no, Apollonian physiques can definitely do well in the open. It doesn't just have to be the Herculean look. And I think that somebody like Chris Bumstead can really bring life to that. So people don't think, oh, well, my gut's hanging out, I need to go ahead and move to open. No, we need to, I think people like that will make the judges go that way, because if somebody lets their gut hang out and there's just a bunch of guts hanging out because people carved up too hard or they're just not controlling their midsection, and you got somebody like Chris Bumstead who can still add a lot of good quality size to him and still control that midsection, still hit that vacuum, that's going to give them the option to say, we're going for that guy, and that will change completely the game. And I think that by him going to, he'll get the respect that he deserves just in bodybuilding history. Like in bodybuilding history, he'll get that respect. So that's it. I think those are my 3 reasons why. Excuse me. My throat's a little bit sore, a little bit sick, so that's why it's been a little bit difficult, this video. But those are my 3 reasons why I think Chris Bumstead should go to the open, because he could change the game in the open and definitely do well and get the respect he deserves, the full respect that he deserves, and because he is a bodybuilder. You guys, a lot of people like to say that classic physique is not bodybuilding. It is bodybuilding. It's not being stupid. It's bodybuilding. They're bodybuilders. Put some respect on their names. And also, I think that Chris Bumstead can really bring up the weak points of his physique. He'll have the ability to gain 5-10 pounds if he needs to. He can't gain any weight in classic. So a lot of those weak points we talk about that hold him back physique wise, he really doesn't have much to work with. So I think that's another reason. And number one reason also that he should go ahead and do it is just because, like, whatever else I said, right? Remember, because I just went ahead and said him. Time's not really on his side, so if he's going to do it, he should definitely go ahead and do it. Bring up those weak points, and he could do well. That was definitely that was my final point. He can do well in the open, so he can do well in the open. He can change the game in the open and get all his respect, and he can improve his physique. All right, catch you guys next time. How you gonna act?